As promised, we have some all-star decks from earlier. So let's get out our first deck of cards and see how our night will go. I'm excited. We have ourselves 8 decks. We're just going to do one game per deck to really emphasize the deck of cards. So let's take a look at our Autumn Nights deck here. This is one of my favorite decks from this month, as it is fairly simple and sweet with a nice effort for design. And without any further ado, let's get into shuffling up our cards and putting our deck to the side. Okay, so we're getting better at doing these with the setup. So let's shuffle this deck about 3 times and we'll begin our first game of the night. Let's hope we started off right. Here we go. Cut it up and let's deal it out. I wonder if we're gonna get ourselves a win for tonight. It was kind of a tough decision bringing down to 8 decks as we have a triple start right here. But you know what? We can manage. So here we go. Oh, it's a little different, but you know what? I like it. I think there were about 3 or 4 decks that didn't quite make it, that were pretty close to the final view. But I hope you enjoy this selection. As we start off with a little bit of a rough one, but there is an ace and a 5 to rescue this game. There we go. And another 5. Let's see. Let's wait for this king, because maybe we have another one earlier. Perfect. And that was a little bit of a misplay, but you know what? We'll let it slide just for tonight. And plus we need it for this game. And there is the king. I'm not feeling too hopeful about this one, but I would be happy to be wrong. Double 10s, double 9s, and double 7s. We have not really broken into our foundation cards quite yet, and that's probably our key to success. Yeah, this is just a tough start, but you know what? That's why we have 7 more games. Alright, let's do our thorough check, as there's nowhere for that 2. Oh, wait a second. This can change everything. We need a black jack or a black 8. Yet we get another 9. My oh my. But if you just saw what I saw, there's still a chance to continue yet. And there is our black jack, and we get our first fat stack of the night to our left. Just like that. And there's a black 8, what do you know it? 9, but that one is just as fine. Move over that 2, get this 3 going. And now we open up a spot for a king. We have to at this point. We're kind of up against the wall. Ooh, just missed it. And I think that might be the end of our first game with... Please tell me I'm wrong. Well, we'll see. Queen. Alright, so that is the end of game number 1, as there's nowhere for that 7 or that 10. We have the 3 of hearts. We can build. How far can we go is the question. A queen. Not what we needed. So no 4 of hearts. No aces over there to help. But all things considered, a pretty strong game for our first one. So let's clean it up and move on to our next deck for our little live special. How are you doing, by the way? I hope well, of course. Let's see which cards kept us from victory on this one. I have a feeling of what we're going to see, as there are double kings and the double aces, double jacks, double sixes, and not too much for us to work with. So that was the Autumn Night Playing Cards deck. And we move on to our second one, which is... Where is it? Where are you? I think it's the Dead Eye deck. So let's take a little look through this. A nice soft purple tone to the cards, as well as a variation on the face and diamonds. Simple, sweet, and satisfying. So let's see if this deck can do any better for us. This next one. Here we go. Alright, quick question. How many of you right now are watching this on Halloween? And how many of you just realized that it is Halloween? When I planned this, it was kind of by accident that this game, or these games would happen just on the brink of Halloween for many of you. Kinda cool. Game 2. Let's see how we do. Oh, if this had some green in it, it would be just right, in my opinion. Much better start than our last. Okay, here we go. And you know what? If I'm not mistaken, the last time we used this deck, we had ourselves a pretty good night. So let's see if we could replicate that in our one chance on this one, as we are just building. Alright, here we go. And our next play. There's no stopping us at the moment. just say. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Make that even better. And our second fat stack of the night to our left. And for those of you who just joined, we are doing one game per deck. We just finished our first. Trying something a little bit different for tonight to keep it a little simple. Also, I tried doing this a little earlier, so maybe more of you can watch it in time. And 2, 3, and I think we have to wait, but you know what? It's the same difference. Nowhere for that 7, 10, or 5. Move that 3. Do the same there. And we are still alive. But not with that 5. Dang. So we're missing the 4 of clubs. Nowhere for the 7, 10, or 5. Well, actually, I'm a bit dumb. Now there's no other play left. So we move on to our next deck. So close. I thought it was a 6 for a second. Alright, let's see which cards were left unturned. But we do have 2 fat stacks, so that's going for us. Double aces, double kings, double sixes. And that is it. So there was the Dead-Eye deck. Now let's move on to, let's do the zombie one. The everyday zombies. This one is very, very nice. One of my favorites. In case you're unfamiliar, a quick peek through the cards. And it looks like we had a win. Maybe on our last go of it. So pick some zombies to highlight and we will get into shuffling up right away. Let's do it. And the back design is just one of my favorites. Two more shuffles. Then let's begin our third game of the night. Let's flip that upside down. We have ourselves one play. Make that 2. So we need a king and some low black cards. There's 1. Dang. Some tough luck to start it, I guess. nice little stack, as we now have double queens once again. 8 and nowhere for that 6. King. Oh, I knew it as soon as I put the card down. I'm missing something. I guess I'm just a little brain dead at the moment. And double 5s, double kings. We really need ourselves a black 7, and I guess a black 8 would help. Eight. Six, nowhere for that 6. There's a 7. Alright, there we go. So we may not have got a win yet, but on back-to-back games, we have ourselves a fat stack. So a win within the game. No issue there. Oh, and I almost missed it, but another fat stack, as we have 4 already. Double 5s once again. Hello to Colorado, by the way. I just checked the comments. Love the pumpkins. What's poppin'? What's funny is, just before this, I had about 2 handfuls of popcorn, so some popcorn was poppin', my friend. And popcorn, and this time of year always seems right. Hello, right back at you. Alright. We're in a good position, but we must get a little bit lucky to have a long shot at this. So move up those aces, put down that 8, put down that 9. Here we go. Do we have a shot? Nowhere for that 6. Nowhere for that 3, and nowhere for that jack. Time to build what we can. Luckily, we got just a little bit of what we need for this 5. Ooh, 4 of clubs, there we go. 5 of diamonds, get out of here. 3 of spades. Okay, I might need your help here. Let's put that over there. 2 of spades, so we don't have the ace of spades. So we need to put this back down, which we can't. Oh, what a tough way to end it. What the heck? Nowhere. Wait a second. There we go. We need to put down that 2. Not that 2. This 2. So we need a red 3 to come back. But we can't get to it. Oh, there's a red 3. What do you know? So another fat stack, but it's kind of an iffy fat stack, but this one is not. So 5, you know what, let's make it 6 fat stacks on the night. Are we really gonna do this? No freaking way. So under here's an ace and a red 8. So let's get to the 6 of clubs. And with one of my favorite decks, we got our first win of the night. How cool is that? Seemingly out of the blue. And if you're watching when this is live, let's see, at least, let's get to 10 likes now for the first win. Only when we get a win is it fitting. Alright, let's finish up these stacks and do our first victory shuffle of the night. is a top-tier snack. When done right, it is almost unbeatable. The hearts and the diamonds. Let's do it. What I like to do with my popcorn is get an air popper, and then with an air popper get some top ramen seasoning and sprinkle it on top just a little bit to get some savory goodness. Let's at least see if we split it. Almost. But you know what? We are still good, since we just got ourselves our first win of the night. Only 5 games left. Why does it look like I've never put away a deck of cards before? Let's move on to the vintage Halloween deck, the one from tonight. Take a quick peek at the jokers and a little shuffle through the cards as we finished with a little spoiler of a win. After this, we are halfway through. What you thinking so far? For those of you who are, I guess, mid-20s, or even early 30s, how many of you remember those Halloweens back in elementary school, where you'd have a Halloween party? The lights would be dimmed. It's possibly rainy outside, but for sure it is a little bit cloudy. The classroom door is propped open. You and your friends, classmates, are dropping off candy in your handmade pouches and doing a little pre-Halloween in class, with some Monster Mash playing in the background and others, maybe even Thriller. My goodness, you could kind of almost picture it vividly, just Halloween back in the early 2000s, late 90s, back in public school. Something so weird, but so comforting at the same time. That's my idea of a vintage Halloween. Yes, exactly. Nostalgia. The only feeling that's a little more is almost that exact same scenario, but Christmas time. There you could hear the music, the cups of hot chocolate and little marshmallows floating. Everyone excited for what they put on their Christmas list and what they will be doing. Just good old, simple fun. As we're having a somewhat decent game, we just need to get ourselves a king to put down, and that'll alleviate some worries. It keeps growing. That's never a good sign. And here we go. Let's do a thorough check, as there's nowhere for that 7. Double aces hiding under that queen. 5, 3, 8, and lastly 9. So not what we wanted. Our first game without a fat stack. But you know what? 4 games left. 4 more chances at a win. This time we had 8, 9, 10, jack, 5, 4, king, 2, double twos, double kings, triple kings, double fives, double nines, double fours, and quadruple kings. The killer kings. First time I've let's go the monsters deck. That one's not too bad. Hello, Lucy. Don't mention it. It's fun every step of the way. And let's take a quick look at our monsters deck. So jokers and gab cards in there. And now a quick look through the deck. Let's do it. Monsters, let's think on this one. As a kid, I was never really scared of monsters. I guess you can classify zombies as monsters, but I knew it was nothing to realistically worry about. But I knew, for example, one of my best and dearest friends, let's just call him Alfred. He was one of those kids you can pick on quite a bit, not to be mean, but tease and say, hey, there's something under the bed, did you hear that? I heard something outside. Do you think it could be somebody? That type of sleepover talk. And it was always fun poking his buttons. But kind of when you have a best friend, it's fun when you poke their buttons, but you don't really let other people just poke them out of nowhere. Kind of a weird thing, but it's like, what's the best way of putting it? I guess it's kind of like a relationship thing. Just no matter what it is, familiarity. And it was always fun, just teasing each other back and forth. Anyway, he was a bit freaked out by monsters, ghosts, ghouls, goblins, that type of stuff. Ghouls and Goblins. Great game. It was kind of funny having a friend who was a little, I guess, imaginative with how they viewed things. And being the little jerk I was, I took advantage of it. But I'm pretty sure we've all done that to some extent. My bad. Okay, double aces. That is a good sign. Let's see. Let's continue. Were you ever a believer or scared of monsters as a kid? It's really tough thinking on that one for me. Because in a way, how I view it, it kind of sounds arrogant. Like, oh, I didn't believe in that stuff. But then again, my first introduction to movies as a kid when I was 3 years old were zombie movies, other forms of horror movies, Titanic, and then I think Aladdin. So a very interesting upbringing in fiction. I don't know where I'm going with this one. Just trying to connect the monster themes. There we go. That might be the card that opens this game up. 4 aces just like that. And time to reset. And with that, I believe this is our 6th fat stack of the night. So awesome. A 3 and a 9. That is 3 plays, I think. Actually, is it? Give me a second. I'm trying to think. Unless you want to let me know. But I'm pretty sure that was 3 plays. Though I can see how it was 2 plays. Yeah, I don't remember. Dang. Let's just hope this card is playable at some point. Here we go. Nowhere for that 6. Nowhere for that 7. Oh no. Nowhere for that 8. And nowhere for that 4 at the moment. 2, 3, second. I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say let's go for a fat stack, but we're past that point. 9, 8. Gotta go one step back to go a couple steps forward. 7, 3, king. One last time. 6, 5, and wouldn't you know it, we're back in the driver's seat. But we're missing some jacks. So let's see which cards we need to work around. So we don't have the 3 of clubs. We don't have the 5 of hearts. So clubs and hearts have to stay together for us to have a chance. So spades and diamonds, here we go. Can we make it back to back? So quickly, we receive our answer, as there's nowhere for the 6 of spades, non-existent. But we did get a fat stack or 2, but just ultimately a little bit short. But my goodness, tonight's games are doing pretty well. So we are officially, what is that? No, we're more than halfway through. Yeah, just 3 more decks, 3 more games. And then I bid you good night. Double jacks, there they were. Double jerks, more like it. Let's go to let's try the zombie survival playing cards. And for those of you who haven't seen this deck, it's pretty cool. I'll show a couple of the cards to highlight the awesomeness. What is up, man? Glad you're here. Alright. So, zombie nature. Always take a direct path. Let's go. Survival tactic. Use natural barriers. Zombie survival item. Journal. Write down goals, thoughts, and observed zombie behaviors. Zombie survival weapon. Bow. Short to medium range. Silent. Slow. Reload. Zombie survival weapon. Rifle. Short to long range, and it's loud. One more. Zombie nature. Withstand broken necks. Well, okay. Kind of funny to end on that one. Here we go. Third to last game. How will we do? And if you wouldn't mind, what are your thoughts on zombies? In my opinion, zombies are some of the most cool, villainous type, possible mythical creatures, or maybe it's reality, out there. The thing I really like about zombies is they could be universal. I think they've been around pretty much since the early walks of human life. And I believe it was more of voodoo related back then, or the unknown, since the quest was always for immortality, or living as long as you can, before. What was I gonna say? But also kind of off of the horror subject. When I got back into Star Wars a while ago, I learned that there were zombies in Star Wars, and I thought that was pretty freaking cool. And I think the story went, for those of you curious, where there was a planet that got overran. Vader had to go there to obtain some item and to fight off the undead. They should make that a movie. At least I'd watch it. Not sure. But that would affect the masses. And there we go. Double aces. much if you're trying to just like relax. But besides that, if you have the time to go through and read them, they're pretty sweet. Three aces. And it looks like we continue. I guess they do help out a bit, making the font much larger to compensate for the distractions. Alright, we need a king. Show us a king. Come on, black king. Black queen. There is our black king. So we fight another day with this deck. That was an ugly picture on the 9, I believe. There we go. Almost missed ya. And a 6. Well, we're still going. 10. Let's see. Nowhere for you. It's kind of weird on this game. We have all the high cards, but almost no low cards. Kind of like an Uno reverse of our situations earlier tonight. Damn. Wait a second. Alright, I think this might be our last chance, as there's nowhere for that 10, nowhere for that queen, nowhere for that jack, and nowhere for that 6, but nope, no 3s to continue. So we move on to our second to last deck of the night for this little Halloween special. So let's see which cards were kept unturned for this one. Got ourselves the King of Diamonds, double 3s. Knew it, double kings. Double 2s. There's another double in here, I feel it, double 6s. So 3s and 2s, the killers in this one. So that was the Zombie Survival Playing Cards number 1 by Field Manual. And let's go on to the Eerie deck. And we'll wrap it up with our Tragic Royalty deck, our first horror theme deck on this channel from quite some time ago. But first, Eerie. Thank you very much, my friend. Saucy Jacob. Glad you're here. Love the baseball vids. You know what? I was actually thinking about doing another one soon, once the postseason is over. So, expect that, most likely. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in the other Solitaire videos. Oh, my bad. Here's a little peek. Hey, Jacob, what is your favorite baseball team, by the way? Just out of curiosity. By the way, love these colors. Alright, game number 9. Or not 9, 7. My bad. And there is a 9 to start. At least we have a couple plays going for ourselves. So double 5s. And you know what? Ooh, I was about to say, I like our chances. Here we go. Watch this be our worst game of the night. Hopefully not. Surprisingly, to this point, we haven't had any of those stinker games that really kind of set us back a bit. Here we go. Add a 4, add a 7, and 6, 5, 3, put that 2 down, and that one to follow. Clear up some plays, move that 4 back around, and that was a nice little flurry that we just had. Can we keep it up? 2, gotta bring back the 3, put down the 2, and all 4 aces for this one. Now I'm kind of optimistic about this one. I wasn't at first, but now we're doing pretty well. King. Finest king that we've seen. Ooh. Alright. Oh, there it is. I thought we were missing something. And if we get ourselves a blue king, we got ourselves another fat stack. Some way, oh, you know what? We have to be smart. It's better to get a win than a fat stack. Red king. Well, wait. There's our blue king. Blue king, and we still manage to get our fat stack. So what is that? 7 or 8? I think it's our 8th, right? Bam. Little sign. I need to drink some water. Last draw. Back around. We need ourselves a red jack. And I think we'll get it. Here we go. Now we're for that king. 3 is down. Put down that 4. Get that red jack to come back. Put down that red king. And we have to build as much as we can at the moment. 3, 4, 5. Another king, I think. Did we just... You think we did? I have no idea yet, honestly. Queen. Stuck with that 8. Alright. Back to building. 4, 5. So the diamonds are out. 6, 7. There we go. Move over the 6 out of the way. 7, 8, 8, 9. Oh my god, we did it. We somehow managed to crack through. Jack. 5. Ooh, that is not what we wanted to see. Can we bring this back? 10, 9, 8. There we go. Open up a spot for that king. Another 8. Dang. What do we need here? A blue 6. Can we bring back? Oh, there we go. There we go. 4, 5. And you know what, my friend? We just got ourselves another win on the night with a fat stack. This one took some work, but you know what? We're just racking up our numbers. Alright, let's stack these up and then move on to our final game of the night. Double tens, make that another double. Jacks. I feel like this is going to be a very good victory shuffle. Alright, here we go. Don't fall. All of these spades in order. Ace to king, along with all of the clubs. Next, let's do the diamonds. Oh, wait a second. I crossed them up, but you know what? We're still good. Because it's still the same difference. The diamonds. For real this time. Followed by the hearts. Let's do it. What an excellent shuffle on my part. Here we go, let's take a peek. Not too bad. Aw. Again, a little hiccup, but you know what? We got ourselves a win. And it's time to wrap up this video with one more game. Nice little surprise live stream. I always enjoy these so much. Here we go. As my ankle just popped. Tragic royalty playing cards. The Red Sox. Oh my, the Red Sox. It must suck watching those games. I think ever since they got rid of bets, I didn't really care to watch them. They just sold their prized possession. Alright, quick peek at the cards. A lovely gray reminds me of a nightmare before Christmas just a little bit. Especially cards that look like that. Oh my, she's got a nasty face right there. One more card and he does too. Last game of the night, let's do it. It's kind of funny. This is the third ever live stream on this channel. I think I'm gonna relax for a bit from them. They're kind of hard to line up, but they are fun. Once I find a way to make things easier, I think I'll do them a little more consistently. But the funny thing is, looking at the first live stream, and this is the third, and seeing how it kind of changed. I'm getting better, that's all that matters. One step at a time. Trying my best. The red really accents the gray well. And we have one play to start our final game. Let it begin. You know what? Let's move it right there. Ace. 5. You know what? That makes me feel much better about this one. Queen. Jack. 10. And we are good to continue. 7. Let's not repeat the triple sevens how we started the night. our second round. Do we have enough left in us to end on a high note? Or will the tragic royalty deck leave us in tragedy? Yeah, I couldn't think of anything better, but it's still fitting. How many times does it happen for the two that we have on the field is the only ace that we don't have? Nowhere for that 9, just a thorough check. Nowhere for that 4. Nowhere for that 10. We had 3 10s in a row. Thankfully, somewhere for that 6. Nowhere for that 3, and we are on our last leg. Nowhere for that 9. 4. 10. Queen. Queen, and lastly 3. So my friend, that is it for tonight. It was fun. I knew we would have one stinker game eventually. Unfortunately, it was on our last one, but you know what? 7 out of 8 games being good is not too bad. So let's see for the final time of the night which cards were left unturned. Double jacks. There has to be a little nasty in here when you think there it is. Triple jacks, double 5s, double 2s, triple 5s as well, double kings and triple 2s. What the heck? And if we're gonna end on that, triplets. What you gonna do about them? Alright, I'm gonna put these cards away, organize these decks, and as I do that, please have yourself a relaxing remainder of your night. Many sweet dreams, of course. And until we meet again in a live stream, I'll see you then. It was fun. And lastly, stay safe and eat your fruits and vegetables.